up guys, and welcome back to my channel. Kara Cora here, and today I'm going to show you guys how to make a very easy vegan donut recipe. And everyone's doing their New Year's resolutions hard right now, but there's no reason why you still can't fit some healthy donuts in your diet. And with that, we're keeping it plant-based. And while I'm not vegan, I do like to add in some more plant-based meals and snacks as substitutions just to decrease my meat consumption. Most of us do consume way more meat than we need, so per Vitam protein is probably the best vegan protein I've ever tried, and baking wise it's phenomenal. I've been very impressed with how it bakes, so today I'm going to use the chocolate flavor in this and we're going to make some protein donuts. So we're going to preheat the oven at 350 degrees, and I do have a specific donut pan. This you can get off Amazon, Bed Bath & Beyond, places like that. You just have to order it ahead of time. So this is going to make 6, and I've got this sprayed with a non-stick spray. We're just going to set that aside. And then in a bowl, we're going to go ahead and mix all our ingredients. So like I said, we're going to use the vegan protein, and I'm going to use 1 full scoop of that. If you guys want to adjust it and make it higher in protein, you could double it up, but I'm just going to use the 1 scoop of that for today. Ooh, it's powdery. For flour for the donuts, I'm going to use a whole wheat flour, and we're going to use 1 full cup of whole wheat flour. Again, it doesn't really matter what kind of flour you use, but I personally prefer the whole wheat flour, and it does add a little more fiber to your donuts. For a sweetener, I'm going to use 1/3 cup of brown sugar, and I am using 1/3 cup of the Splenda brown sugar. It's up to you if you guys want to use regular brown sugar. This does help cut down the calories a little bit. There's still calories in there, you guys, still calories and carbs. I'm not going to measure this, but I am going to add a couple sprinkles of Saigon cinnamon. You guys could add regular cinnamon if you want, or nutmeg, any spices like that, just to give it a nice flavor to it. And then to make our donuts rise, this is important, we're going to use a combination of baking powder. We're going to use 1 full teaspoon of baking powder, and then I'm going to use 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Combined, we're going to throw those in there, and that is pretty much all our dry ingredients. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix up all the dry ingredients together. So after we've got the dry ingredients all mixed together really well, we're going to add in a few wet ingredients. First thing we're going to add in here is some pure vanilla extract, and I'm going to go ahead and just measure out 1 teaspoon of that. Maybe a little bit more, that comes out quick. Now for our fat source, I'm going to use coconut oil, and what I've done is went ahead and melted 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. You guys could substitute this with a vegan butter if you want to keep it vegan. Or if you want to reduce the fat, you could throw in there like an applesauce or a pumpkin to decrease the fat. However, it's definitely going to change the taste of these just a little bit. So 2 tablespoons of that. And for milk, I'm going to use the unsweetened cashew milk. And I'm using 2/3 cup of that. And now we're going to go ahead and just stir that all up together. Don't want to over stir it, but just make sure it's mixed. Just make sure it's all mixed in there. Now that I've got my batter all mixed in, I'm going to use one of these little pastry bag thingies just to make it easier on myself to swoosh it into the donut pan. But if you don't have that, that's fine. You can use a spoon, use your fingers, whatever. I'm just going to do this to make it easier on myself. This looks like poop coming out. It's gonna taste really good. So I'm just using the pastry bag to evenly get the batter in each of the little donut hole thingies. All right, so now we're just gonna go ahead and put these in the oven and bake anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. All right guys, I cooked the donuts for 10 minutes and they turn out nice and dense. I think a little bit denser than if you used a whey protein. Because of the vegan protein, it does have a little more carbohydrate in it, so it just produced a nice dense donut. So this is a basic chocolate donut. You guys could eat it like this. It'll taste delicious. I also wanted to show you an option for a way to jazz it up a little bit. I just mixed up in a bowl some more of the vegan protein. I added in there a little bit of vanilla, a little bit more of the brown sugar, and a little milk. So I just used all the same ingredients and just added a little bit of milk to it to kind of make a glaze. So I'm just gonna like take a donut and just swirl and twirl it in there. And that'll be our glaze. And then for a fun topping, I've got here some unsweetened coconut. You guys could use like nuts or whatever, chocolate chips, or you could just leave it glazed, whatever you want. But this is kind of like a nice way to snazz it up and have an actual healthy donut. You know what I mean? These actually have some good health properties to it. This is gonna be so much better for you than going to the Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru or Krispy Kreme, you name it. As much as those taste good, they're no good for us, you guys. So this is a very easy recipe. I hope you give it a try. Enjoy some donuts in the new year, feeling guilt-free.